What? Oh my god! Freaking power! What the hell? Freaking always happen. Come on. Well, as good as it's gonna get, I guess.
Hey guys, it's the Horror Junkies of Utah coming at you today to talk about The Conjuring 2. And we're being protected from this evil monstrosity next to us today. Anyways, stay tuned. Let's talk about this movie. So I am Marcus.
Craig?
I'm Tracy.
And we're talking about The Conjuring 2 today. I want to just get an overall feel real quick of your thoughts on this movie versus the original real quick. Which one did it better?
The second one for sure.
You're with the second one?
Oh my gosh, yeah.
That's hard. The first one is amazing in its own right. The second one was a lot more jumpy and scary and me screaming. So I think scariness-wise, probably the second one did it more for me.
The second one more for you? And I'm going to have to go with the second one. Just blew me away. I mean,
I was kind of like, when you saw the trailer makes it look kind of dumb, you remember?
it does. The trailer
Bad
was
advertising.
very disappointing, but at the same time, it didn't give a lot of the stuff away.
Which I'm glad it didn't.
I mean, the only scene from the trailer that I can think of was where all the crosses go.
And with the nun.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I knew the nun was in it, but not.
I didn't know a nun was in it until just a few days ago when they released that clip. So.
Really?
Yeah.
So, let's just talk about this movie. It's based on the real Enfield poltergeist in London, northern London. Basically, Ed and Lorraine Warren go to observe this family who is suffering from a poltergeist. But before we even get to that story, we're opened up with an original story as well, kind of like they did with The Conjuring with Annabelle. And I love the way they did it. It was just so slight and subtle, but every one of us in that theater knew by the cuts of those mirrors in that home what home it was.
The Amityville Horror.
Oh yeah, I'm actually wearing the shirt. I didn't plan on it.
Those mirrors right there, or windows, not mirrors, but and the movie from the start, in my opinion, never lets you go. I mean,
it's relentless from start to finish.
I was on the edge of my seat the entire time.
Just sitting there like, ugh, is this ever going to just give me a break? Like, can I just take a breath?
The only break was when he was singing the Elvis song.
That was it. And even then, I'm like on the edge of my seat, like, oh my god, what's going to happen?
I was thinking he's going to turn into a demon or something. He's going to be like, I've fallen in love.
Start playing some death metal or something. Serious. It's so after the Amityville Horror, which is a very short clip in the very beginning of the movie, but it opens the movie so well, we go to this family. And I want to know your guys' opinions of the family and the way the film kind of just throws you into their chaos. I felt like empathy, sympathy, sorrow, all sorts of feelings for the family.
Yeah.
And that's, sorry, it's just, to me, this is where the film is not only a horrific possession film, but it's just a straight real film that makes you feel anxiety about these people, right?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
She's like, yeah.
It got under my skin for sure. Like, my heart was pounding with this movie. It was terrifying.
And did you feel the same way?
Yeah, it was just...
I mean, didn't you guys start to feel bad for the family?
I felt really bad for the mom. Everything that she had to deal with. on top of now my daughter is possessed and everything, so my heart went out to her for sure.
Yeah, and very much so because the mom's a single mom, played by. Do we know who she's played
Frances O'Connor.
Frances O'Connor, yes.
And she did an excellent job because she just plays it well. I love how she is skeptical at first, and then it's just thrown in her face like this is no joke.
My hat definitely goes off to the little girl. The actress name is Madison Wolfe. She plays the main character, the little 10-year-old girl who's possessed, and terrific job by finding a little young actress. Very believable, very scary.
Oh, most definitely. That's probably one of the things that makes this movie
Work.
that much more terrifying and work that well is the actors literally hit it on the head. Every one of them.
I'm so glad that Vera Farmiga and Patrick Wilson came back for this one to play Ed and Lorraine Warren again. I thought that they did an absolutely phenomenal job.
Now, when you guys heard about this concept of doing The Conjuring 2, we already had The Conjuring 1, we had the spin-off Annabelle, and now The Conjuring 2. Did you guys think, is this going to work? Because that's what went through my mind, like a sequel to a paranormal film.
Well, I assumed the sequel was going to be all about, the whole thing was going to be about the Amityville Horror, because that's what they say at the end of the first Conjuring.
Yep.
We have a haunting in Long Island, you know.
Yep.
But it keeps the tone of the first movie and kind of going through, but it separates and does its own thing, you know, a whole new story.
It does, and I think what I enjoyed is seeing Ed and Lorraine's relationship not only blossom but fall apart at times too. I mean, you see the realities of marriage and that sort of thing, you know, because there's parts in the movie where she and him aren't on the same page, and that's what I mean. This movie encompasses so much more than just a horror flick. It's just in your face with emotion, anxiety, terror, everything. And that's what I love so much about this film. I've never had more of a fun time watching a movie than this movie. It was so much fun. I felt like
we were all screaming and jumping and almost in your wife's lap. Like,
we were.
My nails were dug into her arm. Like, no joke. This movie is terrifying. So scary.
Big part of the reason it makes it so scary is the cinematography was so good. They do so many good shots of just like circling around the house, and it really sets up the atmosphere.
The way the movie opened with the whole tour of the house real quick in like that one shot type feel was like, this movie is gonna be something else. And the sound design was amazing. Whoever did the sound, and because there's not really like a theme music. It's not like Halloween or any of those movies, but the music itself or the ambiance is just terrifying.
Like nails screeching on a chalkboard.
It is, man. I mean,
I really liked the whole production value of it. How they did a really good job of recreating the 70s. All the props and
the wardrobe
and everything like that. That was pretty cool.
They did. I mean, all the way down to the music. I mean,
everything about this movie was good. I can't think of a single thing that was bad.
I can think of one gripe I have. Can you guys think of any gripes about The Conjuring 2?
Not really.
None? How about you, Tracy?
No, not really. Like, there were very, very few moments that were a little slower for me that it's kind of like, let's get past this. But other than that, no.
My one gripe is when the demon possesses. So there's essentially 3 demonic characters in the film. There's the old man,
Bill,
the nun, which is sitting here right now.
Whose name is Valak.
Yeah, that's the demon's name. And then it also possesses like this toyish figure. And that toyish figure demon. The movie felt so real, but that 5-minute segment when he was in there felt like I was in Alice in Wonderland or a Disney movie. That's the only part I didn't enjoy.
It was a little bit off-putting, but luckily it was a short scene. It wasn't like dragged out into like a half hour or whatever.
Very much so. But that's me stretching it to find something. I'm like reaching, like, what can I find that I don't enjoy about this film?
That part reminds me of the Babadook.
Very true. Very true. So, favorite scene? Do you have, or a favorite moment, or a moment that just scared the hell out of you, or was it the whole film?
The whole film. The thing that's really powerful about it is they do a really good job of building up the suspense. You know, they don't just rely on all these cheap jump scares like a lot of horror films do. They build up all the tension and really get your blood boiling, and then it strikes.
Very much so. And Tracy?
The whole film.
Whole film?
Start to finish, I thought they did phenomenal on this movie.
And the thing I love about this is people can say it's cheap jump scares, but it's not.
I loved it. I loved jumping and screaming and feeling my heart racing. I didn't even care.
But even throughout the movie, if you guys notice, and I started to notice, it's not cheap jump scares because they would show the thing that was supposed to scare you, let your body process it, and then jump you. Mm-hmm. Did that make sense?
Yeah, like when it showed the nun walking across the wall, or the hands coming out. Like, you see it coming, and it's still terrifying.
Yeah, and then you jump. But it's not like... they don't do the cheap jump scares. It's not just like loud sound real quick with something that jumps out. You see what's scaring you. And they just draw it in. Then you jump because it's so terrifying.
That's so true. I didn't even really think about that.
I was like, every scene I was like, oh my god, there it is! And then, oh shit!
You know it's gonna happen, but it still scares the crap out of you.
It does.
Okay, I thought about it. I do have a favorite scene after all. It's when Lorraine is having her dream, and she's in her office or whatever, and you see the shadow walking against the wall, and then the painting, and like the painting of the nun.
Don't ruin it for people, but
no spoilers!
No spoilers, but there's a painting.
I'm pretty sure you've said quite a few spoilers.
I have tried to keep this spoiler free.
Okay, but yeah,
there's a scene with a painting.
And that's all you need to know.
And, oh my god, it was absolutely terrifying.
And Des, I told you it wasn't the dad. That's like a little inside thing between me and her.
Okay.
But anyways, that was a terrifying scene, and you're just with the whole movie like me. I think the whole thing was terrifying. Great. I would literally put this movie up there with like a next generation Exorcist, like something that takes a decade, like a 10-year span, and just conquered it.
Yeah, this movie's gonna age really well, be an instant classic. A lot of horror movies these days, they're around for a few months and then they just disappear and no one even hears about them again. Not this film.
Well, and I made that comment on my Facebook after we got done seeing it. I was like, next generation Exorcist. Mm-hmm. And people were like, oh, I don't know. I'm like, it is though. And as a film series, which it has become, it's doing so well. Even the weakest link in the film series, Annabelle, kills every other poltergeist, demonic movie, trilogy, or whatever you want to call it, that I can think of. So, let's rate this film, guys. Ratings. Come on, give me something out of 10.
I'm going to give it a perfect 10. Best horror movie I've seen in a long time.
Tracy?
This is the movie I've been looking forward to all year, and it totally exceeded my expectations. I am going to give it a solid 10.
And myself, this is going to sound like we're very biased towards this film, but I'm 10 as well. It was awesome, enjoyable,
great,
and so much fun. So I think we all, from the Horror Junkies, recommend you go watch this film. I am Marcus.
I'm Craig.
I'm Tracy.
Have a great night. Check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and give us a like on this video if you enjoyed it, and let us know what you thought about our little skit and our review, and what you think about the whole Ed and Lorraine series and their history and the Conjuring movies as a whole in the comments below. You guys have a great spooky night. Go see The Conjuring 2.
Yeah.
See ya.
Bye-bye. Action.
Oh my god, stupid power. Oh. Come on. Oh, this is a good hit.